Hair porosity. You've all heard about it online. The new secret reason why your hair products might not be working no matter how much you try or spend. Today, we're going to get to the bottom of it. Does it actually help? Is this just a trend that's going to die off? Does it hold any water? Get it? Water? Because it's hair porosity? Okay. Hi, my name is Sarah and I am on a healthy hair journey after destroying my hair. And on this journey, I'm going to figure out the best way to take care of my hair. And today, we're looking at hair porosity. So let's get into it. First up, definition. Hair porosity is your hair's ability to absorb and retain moisture. It is directly linked to the condition of your hair cuticle, the outermost layer of your hair shaft. There are three main levels. Low porosity, where the cuticle is tightly packed and moisture has a hard time getting in. Medium hair porosity, and high porosity, where the cuticle is very widely open or damaged. Moisture gets easily in, but also escapes very quickly. Obviously, you don't want high porosity hair, so you should be going for medium porosity. Because even though low porosity can look shiny and nice, it can still feel dry. But in those cases, it's harder to get that moisture and all those ingredients that you pay a lot of good money for inside the hair. There are some factors that can play into your hair porosity, like your hair texture. Afro-textured hair tends to be medium to high porosity. Asian hair is more on the low porosity side, and Caucasian hair varies very widely. But more importantly, you should consider your hair thickness. Fine hair tends to have a thinner cuticle, so it gets damaged a little easier. Whereas coarse hair has a thicker cuticle layer, so even if it can feel dry, it tends to be more on the low porosity side, if you don't damage it. And this is the big factor in how porous your hair is. It all depends on the damage. Bleaching, hair coloring, perms, heat damage, and UV damage are all the reasons why your hair might become more porous. Okay, so you've probably heard all this information before on social media, but are there any studies about this? Actually, there are. I'm just gonna put on my glasses. Let's see. In a study published in the Journal of Cosmetic Science, researchers used scanning electron microscopy to observe how chemical processes like bleaching alter the cuticle structure and increase porosity. They also used dynamic vapor absorption methods to measure how porous hair strands absorb and lose moisture under controlled humidity conditions. Finally, another paper in the International Journal of Trichology explains that high porosity hair tends to lose protein and lipids faster, which weakens its structure over time and makes it more prone to damage. Okay, so it's not just a trend. It's actually backed by science, and it can seriously improve your choices when it comes to hair care. But before choosing the products, we need to know what hair porosity we have. Today, I'll be trying 3 different tests on 3 different sections of my head. I've always felt like the top part of my head has drier hair and is just more prone to damage compared to the rest of my hair, especially the hair on the bottom here. Which makes sense because that hair is more prone to get UV damage, heat damage, friction damage, wind damage. So I'm testing all 3 to see how consistent the results are. And first up is the infamous water test, where you drop a couple of dry, clean strands of hair into a glass of water and you see how it reacts. So I did the test twice on every section of hair to get a wider range of results. I cringed as I cut every piece of hair. I cleaned and dried them, and after 5 minutes, the results were in. And I was quite surprised. You see, I was expecting high porosity hair just from the amount of damage I've done to it. If you want to know more about that, definitely check out my video of how I destroyed my hair in my episode 1 of my healthy hair journey. And it turns out that they all floated. If the hair floats, it means you have low porosity. If it hovers in the middle, then you probably have medium porosity hair, and high porosity hair tends to sink right to the bottom of the glass. I will say that my hair is very fine, and maybe it's a little too fine for this test, because it doesn't have the thickness to actually break through that water tension. I'm not a scientist, but I'm going to take this test with a grain of salt. Next up is the strand or the slide test. You rub your finger from tip to root on the strand of hair and you see how it feels. If it's very smooth, it's probably low porosity. If it's got a couple of bumps, then it's medium. And if it's very bumpy or even rough, then it's probably high porosity hair. And this test definitely made a little more sense to me. The top part of my head felt very rough. A little too rough to my liking, actually. And the rest of it was a little smoother with just a couple of bumps here and there. And finally, we have the water spray test, where you mist some water on a clean, dry piece of hair and you see how your hair reacts. If it beads up, it's probably low porosity. If it absorbs slowly, then it's medium, and high porosity hair will absorb that water very quickly. On the top part of my head, I definitely felt like that water got absorbed very quickly. It may be on the bottom part, couple of beads here and there, but nothing major. So my results were mixed. On one hand, we have the water test where my hair floated, which would mean low porosity hair, but the strand test felt rough, and the water spray test showed that my hair did absorb water, both indicators of medium or high porosity hair. I conclude that I have medium to high porosity hair, with some areas being more porous due to past bleaching fails. So this is why it's so important to do multiple tests on multiple pieces of hair and to take into consideration your hair history. Okay, now we know what my hair porosity is. Let's figure out what ingredients or hair care products I should be using. Now, let's see. I should be going for moisturizing leave-ins, lightweight protein treatments once or twice a month, deep conditioners, sealing oils and butters, and bond repairs. Now, I already kind of do all of these things except for the protein treatments. I never have a protein treatment. So, I bought one. I ordered on Amazon the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey and Yogurt Hydrate and Repair Protein Power Treatment. And guys, I cannot express how I actually really like this product. I can't tell the difference when it comes to the protein. I will say I love how this feels on my hair, but the biggest payoff for me is the smell. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's the honey or the yogurt extract, but this smells amazing. And it's really thick as well. This is probably the thickest hair mask I've ever had. And that's how I like my hair masks. Thick. Now, what I should be avoiding are harsh sulfates, drying alcohols, overusing strong proteins, and adding too many heavy layers of product, which makes sense. Basically, I'm focusing on repairing and maintaining that moisture inside my hair without overwhelming it, because I do have some pieces that are more medium porosity hair and my hair is very fine, so I won't be going for butters either, more oils. But what if you have low porosity hair? In that case, you should be going for lightweight water-based leave-ins and moisturizers, humectants, heat or steam during deep conditioning, and using a clarifying shampoo every 2 to 4 weeks. You should stay away from heavy oils and butters, silicones, excessive protein treatments, and strong sulfates. What you can do is apply products to damp, warm hair to help with absorption. And for everybody out there who has high porosity hair, you should be going for protein-rich deep conditioners and treatments, bond repair treatments, heavy oils and butters, and leave-ins with hydrolyzed protein, keratin, and ceramides. You should definitely stay away from harsh sulfates, drying alcohols. You should never forget your sealants. You can even use a lock method. Always remember to use a moisturizing treatment after a protein treatment. And don't forget to protect your hair at night from friction with a satin cap or a satin pillowcase. Now, you don't need to be writing all of this down because I've already done it for you. You will find down below in the description bar my full free PDF on how to choose hair products depending on your hair porosity type. So go and download it for free and tell me what you think. So did my results surprise you? Comment down below your hair porosity and what kind of products have you been using. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss one episode of my healthy hair journey. And until the next one, take care. Bye.